Idyllic is this picturesque valley, beautiful, fertile and extensive. But this was once for a long time a part of the huge pristine jungle. Now it is luxuriant cultivated land, only recently won from Mother Nature by enterprising men and women in their pursuit of a prosperous livelihood. These men and women are diligent farmers. They are Malayans of all races. They had no land of their own before they came to this place. But now they are proud landowners, proud of their bountiful land, their new homes and their faithful husbandry. Their energetic hands have made the good earth productive. This is the story of the Bilut Valley settlement in the state of Pahang, a picture of better living imposed by bold indigenous farmers on their land. In 1958, 14,000 acres of virgin land in Bentong, Pahang were earmarked for development and settlement by the Federal Land Development Authority with the cooperation of the Pahang state government. Survey teams were first to probe the fastnesses, and then the foresters, the geologists and the soil scientists to collect the essential data of the verdant terrain. It was June 1958 when the groundwork started. Soil survey bore the brunt of research to determine the future of the Bilut project. After a close study of the soil conditions and its moisture contents at various points, the experts would know just where to plot the fertile areas for cultivation and to demarcate the proper site for residence. It was necessary to ascertain the prospects of rice and rubber in Bilut, as these two staples would be the twin pillars of the economy of the new agrarian settlement. Soil samples were collected and then taken to the laboratories for tests. The lab findings were favorable, and without waste of time, the working plan was got ready and speedily implemented. First, the army undertook the construction of the main access road to the valley. With equipment from the Public Works Department, men of the Federation Engineers laid the foundation for a standard highway leading to the riches of the interior. Further assisting the settlers, the government cleared the land for them, starting with the site for the township. Valuable timber was extracted by contract labor of skilled axemen. Never before had this wild sanctuary been the scene of so much human activity. As the falling trees hit the ground, the old order was giving way to the new. Nearby, a sawmill was established to cut the timber. Sawn into suitable pieces, the planks were stored ready for the settlers later to use when building their own houses, to save time and money. In the meanwhile, the selection board carefully chose the pioneers for Bilut settlement. Altogether, 1,400 families with agricultural background, those with ability, experience and zeal. First preference was given to landless farmers in the Bentong district, the rest to federal citizens of all races from the various states. Back in Bilut, the groundwork was sustained. After the trees had been felled and useful timber extracted, the remains were left to dry, and then they were burnt. This fine tract will soon be entrusted to the settlers to their strong hands and their dedicated hearts. It was a lovely morning when we, 100 men, came to the valley. From all over Malaya we had come to seek a better livelihood. Our doubts gave way soon to a great feeling of hope, all of us going the same way and going to build our future. That's me, Saleh. The first time I left home in order to be in this venture. Soon we were in the heart of our new settlement. To our surprise, other people were ahead of us. The manager himself received us with very warm words of welcome. A friendly man with great experience and knowledge, he was to help and guide us through the first tough phase of our pioneering life. The first few weeks, we stayed in a big dormitory, our communal home, till we got the individual houses ready. The very first day in Bilut, we got down to work, and to hard work for many days. At the office, we were issued with working implements free of charge. Our task was to clear the housing area, 300 acres. It was a big job. We set ourselves eagerly to it, infused with a new spirit of Bilut. We felt good to be sweating together. A few weeks later, the first assignment was over, and the next one was to put up our houses. At the sawmill, we collected the building materials, and with transport provided by the authority, we brought them to the housing site. This was a job which filled us with great pride. For some of the men, it was the first time that they ever applied themselves to the building of houses. We were all constructing houses which would be our own. The timber was already pre-cut to quicken our work. Working 6 men to a group in gotong royong style, we completed one house in a week. Our homes were constructed on standard plans, raised kampong dwellings for Malays and ground floor houses for others. In 2 months, all our houses were ready. We would now return to our old kampongs and bring our families to our new settlement.
This was our simple exodus, many families together. We had made up our minds, and this was our trek to our future. We were excited, our children singing their favorite song.
Di luar pagar, ambil galah, tolong dudukkan. Kami budak baru belajar, kalau salah tolong tunjukkan. Rasa sayang,
rasa sayang, sayang. We arrived at Bilut pretty soon. My own impressions are beyond words. A beautiful valley, a spacious settlement, and neat rows of new houses. I liked it all at once. On arrival, the families separated, but we would meet again. From now on, we all got to work hard. We women would match our men with unflagging energy. But what a start for me! And this was our initial task. It filled us with great pride to be preparing our own homes for our dedication to a bright future. This was our new Bilut spirit. Once our homes were put in order, we concentrated our time and energy in the fields, planting dry paddy in traditional manner on the hill slopes, our aim to achieve self-sufficiency. At this stage, we had subsistence allowances until our crops started to pay.
The important rubber nursery, the economic nucleus of their settlement, was under the direction of experts from the Agriculture Department and the Rubber Research Institute. Thousands of acres in Bilut would be planted with high-yielding rubber to be their main source of income. They had spared no efforts in the fields. Their first red letter day came, bringing them joy. At the office, the settlers drew lots, for it was time to allocate plots to them. Now they became owners of land, marking a new phase in Bilut. Hence, each family would plough its own plots, everyone contributing to the pattern of development. Each family was entitled to 10 acres of fertile soil, 7 acres for growing rubber, and the rest food crops. This was an economic holding planned to provide an entire family with full employment throughout the year and with its framework for a steady income. Family efforts were stepped up at all points. In the weekends, children lent their helping hands to the industrious family enterprise. There was productive work all round, a winning fight against old poverty. But each family was only a working unit of the larger pattern of communal life. The cooperative store run by settlers reflected the communal harmony. Here things were bought on credit and at cost prices. The school was one of the earliest amenities to be installed. The children received the same opportunity of education as those in the big towns. A temporary mosque had come up and also other places of worship in Bilut. Everything looked right. There was peace as well as progress. Men and women had worked faithfully. But one fine morning, the boys brought in news which shocked their parents. The rubber seedlings had been destroyed in the nursery. Taken by surprise, some of the men quickly came to consult Saleh. They should take action at once, he said, and in a moment they were off to the actual scene to investigate. It was a scene of confusion. A whole acreage was affected and no one knew the cause. The settlers realized that this might bring a serious setback to their planting schedule. But they were advised by the field officer promptly not to be alarmed. All the damaged seedlings would be replaced. The office would take every measure to bring the matter into control. Quietly, the men returned to their work, but still puzzled as the broken seedlings lay like a mystery on the ground. Saleh was greatly perturbed. Saleh had strongly considered it his duty to find out the cause for the destruction of the seedlings. In the stillness of night, father and son kept a steadfast vigil. Then it came, the enemy of farmers throughout the earth. Early next morning, the settlers started a relentless campaign against their enemy. Deadly poison baits and traps at strategic points would allure and destroy the pest. In a matter of days, the settlers had won an outright victory. The threat removed, Bilut settled down once again to normal. Thousands of clonal stumps were brought in from nearby estates to replace the destroyed seedlings. They were distributed free to the people for them to grow on their own plots. In this way, the planting schedule was pushed through and an otherwise serious setback averted. The grateful settlers wasted no time in planting the new stumps. Their skillful hands carefully drove the living stumps into the fertile earth. They all had a busy time. It was an urgent job, firming their vital stakes in the yielding soil. A few years more would change this whole lot, and mature rubber trees would strike the eye as bearers of wealth. Bilut had returned to routine life, to application and progress. The fruit nursery was another step towards self-sufficiency. The citrus plants were almost ready for transplanting. Pioneering life was not easy, but the men and women had courage, faith and hope. It was consistently work and work for them, but they were building and shaping their own future. Whenever the task was big, there were able hands to accept it, even young and eager ones. And their toil was rewarding, for from their crops, each family could get as much as $400 a month. Months of labor had strengthened the foundation for the future. Every family effort helping to mold the overall pattern of prosperity. But the settlers would not slacken off. They would not cease to make further sacrifice till the new pattern was complete. This time, Saleh had good news. It was to gladden every heart in Bilut. Rain is a good sign. Rain is a symbol of fertility. Fertility of the soil, the crops and the human race. The hard-working settlers had rich soil and they had rich crops. But Saleh was first to receive a great blessing in this young township. Still unknown to his friends, his wife was going to deliver a child, the very first one in Bilut. A new dawn, a new day in Bilut. And a new member of the big Bilut enterprise. This day is a milestone in the story of the pioneering settlement. A primal forest has been transformed into an abundance of crops. Now a thriving township, Bilut is a facet of our vigorous rural development. A new pattern for prosperity in Malaya.